friends on call. This is the person that we have who's going to speak to us. And I know that Dr. Paul Mpuga is very, very passionate about empowering other people, especially when it comes to building capacity in the professional, long-term professional abilities in the global space. So he has been on the global scene, and we know that today he's really going to impact us and inform us what it takes when you choose to go global. And I know whatever you do global is also very relevant, locally here. So dear friends on call, permit me to allow Dr. Mpuga to speak to us this morning. Dr. Mpuga, you're very, very welcome.
Canon, thank you so very much for that warm introduction. I don't have to say any more. Yes, I'm still with the African Development Bank as Chief Country Economist, now for Botswana and South Africa, based in Pretoria, but my family continues to live in Nairobi. So I toggle between Pretoria, Gaborone, and Nairobi. Right now I'm in Nairobi for the Easter weekend and staying on for another 2 weeks. And of course, I have to come to Uganda, my home. Excuse me. I'll now share my screen. Okay, I was clicking the wrong place. Yeah, I hope you get the screen now. Yeah. I've been in the global.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I've been in the global space for the last now about 22 years. No, about 16 years and still counting. It is a place of joy. It is a place of challenges. It is a place of learning. And what I'm going to share with you really cuts across, like you said, Canon. It's not necessarily only about the global space, but also the space we find ourselves in, the local, the starting point, the growth point, the thriving point, and the point of beginning to retreat, to think of retirement. So I'll speak about my experiences, some of the principles, some of the strengths, some of the things to avoid, and how to really get there. So to begin with, success in an interconnected world isn't just about what you know. It's not necessarily about your skills, because everybody could be in the global space. It's also about how you show up, how you lead across borders, how you lead across cultures, setting priorities, sensing what is coming, and being able to position yourself to fit, to thrive, to grow, and to continue learning. So as I indicated, these principles apply across, and some of the challenges apply across. It's how you navigate. The intention that you have as a person is very, very important. And as we know, success for anything that we do, it is the first step. Being able to step out, having the discipline to continue, looking at the challenges and trying to address them, learning from yesterday, not competing with others, but competing with yourself, saying, yesterday, what did I achieve? Yesterday, where did I fail? What did I not complete? And somebody has said, never leave for tomorrow what you could complete today. I find that a very powerful statement for me. In my work, in my leadership, in the teams I work with, if something can be done today, it should be completed today. But of course, bearing in mind the work-life balance. If somebody should be with the family, they should be with the family. It's something I carry all through. What do we see as a simple equality equation, if you want? Global success, local success, success at everything, be it your health, managing your health, or building a career, a family. It's about mindset. It's about mastery of what you do. It's about relationships, integrity, and adaptability. Somebody who says, for me, I'm always principled, I don't change. The world will force you to change. The community will force you to change. So when you combine these things and agility, you'll succeed. And success here, I'm sure, Canon, we are not talking about having 5-10 vehicles parked in the compound, 2-3 mega buildings in the busiest town or the richest. No. It's about contentment. It's about having what it takes to live a life and being somebody impactful in your community, in your society, in the global space. So, first thing, you need to cultivate a global mindset, a mindset beyond me and my family and my small community and my clan. That has to change. You have to think beyond, to think big, to think about a future of many years, a future of different spaces, different interactions, etc. And that comes with being present. I will tell you a story about being present and my first experience in an international position. Being present means having the skills, having the intention, having that mindset that today I can be here, tomorrow I can be in a different space. Now, in my first stint, I was doing my PhD in Austria, 2002, and I had no thought about the World Bank. I had no thought about Washington, but I'm on my desk in my one-room space in a hostel in Austria, and I get this email from a colleague, actually, who worked at the Bank of Uganda. And the email is, check this, you may qualify. I look through, the World Bank is looking for an intern to undertake some analysis, economic analysis of Uganda household surveys, focusing on health. And the requirements were being a student, having done analytical work, using Stata as a software. And I literally met 90% of what they were looking for. And all they needed was submitting a CV and indication of availability. I did that. In a few days, I received a response, we are reviewing your CV amongst others, and we'll give you a call at some point. Give us a number, give us a time that is good for a call. In about 2 days, I received the call. And the call was, your CV comes top, and we like what you are doing. That was about May. When will you be available? I said, look, my term ends towards the end of June. First week of July, there was a World Women's Congress in Makerere. I was teaching at Makerere at that time, and I was involved in that conference. I said, after week 1 of July, I'll be up and free. The rest worked like clockwork. I went to Washington for initially 2 months. By the end of the 2 months, they were asking me, can you extend? When will you be available again? And I was supposed to fly back to Kampala, then go to Austria. I had to change my plans, buy another ticket, fly direct to Austria, because they wanted me to stay longer, do more work. And of course, it meant a little more pay. The point I'm making here is being present means having the skills, having that mindset, being able to change, and fitting in when there's work to be done, the flexibility to say, yeah, I will do it. I want to learn. I was humbled. The person I was working with, the lead economist, was called Klaus Deininger. We would be working on something, a program to analyze the data, and he would come to my desk and kneel right there so that we are all looking at the screen. I'm trying to pull a chair. He says, no, don't worry, Paul. I'm here to just see that it is, the program you have written is good. It will do what we want, For about 5-7 minutes, we would chat, I found it quite humbling. Anyway, from there, I've continued to grow on, and when I finished my PhD, my first job was at the World Bank in Uganda as a national economist, moved on to the UN, now the African World Member. Second point, embracing diversity. And this has to be in how you think, what you experience, and what you do. When you're in the global space, you meet people from all corners of the world. So I always eat millet, I always eat this, you have to change. Today you are in Nairobi, tomorrow you are in Cairo, and you won't carry unless you are somebody who can carry their porridge from wherever. But not many people have that privilege. So you have to be able to adapt, to change, and to agree to meet different experiences. You have to stay curious and uncomfortable in a way of learning. Because you are meeting people who have different ideas, different experiences, and the work is always changing. It's not the same. A one-size-fits-all doesn't work in the global space. Otherwise, you'll be embarrassed. You'll have this document you've been working on in Botswana, and you are now working on Egypt, and you think you'll simply copy-paste. You'll find a footnote that talks about Gaborone or another space in Botswana, which doesn't apply whatsoever in Egypt. And somebody will pick it up, will say, hey, what are we talking about here? So being curious, being uncomfortable, identifying each space as that space, learning about the situation, knowing the people, knowing how to approach things is very, very important. And of course, understanding global trends in geopolitics, in the economy, in the digital world, climate, what is going on. You have to be continuously aware. Else, in a meeting, in a discussion, you look angazi when something is being discussed and you have no clue whatsoever. It doesn't mean you have to know everything that is happening or going to happen, but at least have a sense of today or the last week, 2 weeks, some tariff issues have been happening with the US, etc. At least have that sense. Even if it is not your domain, you need to be able to speak a little, to at least say yes or no. I know about this. It's very, very important. Second point is adding value. In the global space, if value addition is not coming through, it becomes a bit difficult to stay. But this is not only in the global space. Everywhere we engage, we work, adding value is very, very important. So having a deep area where you have transferable skills, expertise is very, very critical. Having authority in an area. It could be strategy design, it could be engineering design, it could be telecommunications, IT, but a space where you say, this one, if they need somebody, they will call me. They will find where I am, translating these skills across contexts and cultures, the point I was talking about where if I'm writing a strategy in Botswana and I come to Uganda, yes, I come with all the learning from Botswana, but I don't come with the elements of Botswana. Oh, this worked in Botswana. Oh, I did this. And, it is good. It informs the discussion, but it shouldn't be the driving force. It should be, what is in Uganda? What do we need to do? What are the issues? What is causing these issues in Uganda? Not necessarily what I know caused these issues in Botswana or Zambia. The difference could be night and day. Some will be similar, definitely, but not everything will be the same because contexts matter a lot. And this is something we have to bear in mind in much of the work that we do, in how we engage, etc. And being agile is very, very important to specialize, to be a guru in a specific area of expertise and a theme, but do not be rigid. The world requires some sense of flexibility. Like I said, today I might be here with the family. It's Easter holiday season. I've taken leave or I'm working from home and it's authorized by my agency. But tomorrow I might receive a call and somebody says, you need to be in Abidjan in the next 2 days or in Washington. You have to be prepared, and that is very, very important. Or today I'm working on a strategy for Botswana. We are doing a midterm review, and tomorrow the tariffs come and they say, you know what, we need 2 hours of your time to assess what this means for Botswana or what it means for South Africa or for some other space. The economist there is not on the ground. Yes, you may say, oh yeah, there's this, I have to, but you have to create the sense of, I can do it. Let me finish with this. Give me 2 hours. Give me the whole of today. I will run that tomorrow, etc. On this picture is yours truly making a presentation in Ethiopia on structural transformation of Ethiopia's economy. Communicating across cultures, very, very important how you communicate, how you present yourself. Prioritizing diplomacy and active listening. Within the global space, there are things you cannot do. These, you as a diplomat, there is language you don't use, and that you have to learn. When we are writing our reports, and you can have all the best analysis, and you are presenting your recommendations, you don't say the government must do. No, you don't make orders to the government. The government is the authority. So you have to couch your language such that they listen to you. Otherwise, they shut off. And like I said before, you must show that expertise, that we've done this, we've analyzed it. You engage in that process. Leave them behind and they will say, okay, you've done it. Thank you very much. There are other things we also do. So engaging is very, very important. And being sensitive to the cultural signals. How do the society in this country or that area like doing things? Do they want you to do and you bring to their attention? Do they want you to engage them from the beginning? Are they available at a certain time, etc.? Is very, very important. A quick story here, actually. There's a colleague I worked with in Ethiopia. Person was very difficult, very negative most of the time. But in order for me to get to work better with him, I had to figure out what makes him tick. What time, when does it? So I had conversations, lunch, I realized his best working hours are early morning, like now, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. For him, he's in the office at that time. He has dropped his kids. He's ready to work. Something beyond 2 p.m. afternoon, he would be there, but switched off, I also realized he didn't like this idea where he's done documents he's given you, and you are going into track changes and changing everything, turning it red. He liked guidance. He liked to be told, okay, here you could have done that, or some other area, change it, but don't keep it in track changes. Do it direct. Said, okay, this is what it is. I will have to adapt. I'll have to change myself. So I work that way. I would know, I have a conversation with my good friend, let's call him John. I would arrange tomorrow morning, can we do at 7:30, either on call or a coffee, and then would meet, would talk. And I realized things were changing. He became happier. When it came to, you are working on this, please do let me know when I need to give you support. It became very easy where I would say, I've read through, but in chapter 1 or in section 2, could you have done this? How about this? Then I would get the report. If I had to change something, I would change directly. I would leave a few in track changes for him to see what. And we thrived together. The person who was always negative changed, would come to my office and say, I need to do this, or this has come. What do you think? When should I start? Understanding the cultural context, understanding where people are coming from is very, very important. Not only in the global space, but also in the local space, in where we are, even in our communities, in our families, understanding where somebody else is coming from, because you don't know what they were facing 2 hours ago, 3 days before, etc. And getting that is very, very important. Then, of course, clarity beats complexity. Clarifying things, simplifying, asking to understand, not asking to belittle, not asking to, in a sarcastic manner, but asking to clarify, rephrasing is very, very important in all the work that we do. Invest in relationships. Trust is the greatest global currency. You are working with people from different spaces, from Japan, from the US, from wherever. And when trust is missing, then your space for engagement is limited, because people look at what you said, what you did, and you confirm they had done, only to find the next day, oh no, it was not done, there was that. Then from there on, there will be increased scrutiny, there will be time lost in going back and forth. But when you build that trust, oh no, I was not able to do it, I'm going to do it this morning, expect it by midday. It creates a sense of, I can rely on this person. You are asked to go to a meeting, represent me in that space, in that dialogue, go there, do what you're expected to do. Make a brief 1 paragraph, a few words. Oh dear, I participated in this, key issues included this, we are requested to do this, I was not able to answer that because I wanted to bring it to you for, it strengthens the trust that I sent this person, they actually went to the meeting, they were not on their phone and social media, they participated in the meeting. It's very, very important. This helps to build that long-term relationship, that trust that even next time I can send this person to the meeting and they will dialogue. Somebody sends you the meeting and you don't have a clue, ask, what is this meeting about? Call the other party and say, I'm the one going to represent the office. What is expected? What are the issues? What is the agenda? Very, very, it shows a sense of preparedness. It shows a sense of engagement and a sense of commitment. So that is very, very important. Many times when you have built the trust, the next opportunity and the next tends to come through people rather than platforms, rather than your CV that, I have my good CV, I will have it on my desktop, or I've printed it, and it tends to be through people that the next opportunity will come. Lead with integrity. Act with integrity. in the global space is a big space, but it's also a small village. Reputation is very, very important, and it goes around. You meet people in the African Union or in the UN, and they will know another person in your agency and another in the other, and the reputation you have built will follow you through. I was in Addis Ababa at some point, and we're in a meeting. I introduced myself to a group, and someone said, so you are Paul Mpuga? I said, yes, I am. Anything you've heard about me? He says, no, your name goes before you. And I felt humbled because they had read something I had done or about a meeting I had participated in, etc. I'm in South Africa today, and you appear in a meeting, you make a presentation like we are doing now. Chances of getting somebody come to you 2-3 days to ask you to participate in their meeting are very, very high. When they listen, when they hear, they are like, okay. In fact, since I've been in South Africa from July, I received an invite from their revenue authority for an offer of a position. I had to say, hey, you know what? I work with the African Development Bank, and I have to go through clearances. And the big question they asked was if I had tried to naturalize to become a South African. And I said, no, I have not yet done that. But because of my presentation, they were looking for me to take a job in the revenue, South African Revenue Services. Consistency and following through. You engage, you have a discussion, and you say, I will do this, I'll meet that person, or I'll check. Please do it. Put it on your reminder and do it, because otherwise then the trust is lost. Then, he had promised to do this, and oh no, I didn't, I forgot. It hits you negatively. And that follows with professionalism. Integrity is not negotiable in the global space. You may think, oh yeah, I'm here now, who knows what I'm doing, but there are eyes everywhere. And how you behave, how you present yourself, you may be highly professional, but if you think you can trample on people, you can do what you want, you can present your report late because it's very good, it will come to haunt you. Let me tell you a story here. I was in Rwanda, and we're doing child rights policy. We found a consultant, very nice, very good, very professional in terms of the work, from somewhere, Sri Lanka or Bangladesh. She came to Rwanda, did with us the work, and the quality was good. But when it came to interpersonal relations, yeah, there was a challenge. She wanted to always connect upwards. I was leading the work, but would bypass me, wanting to discuss directly with the representative, and the representative would send her back because the representative has so many other things he or she is doing, and the technical work, they will leave them to the technical people. When it came to processing payment, I think a second payment, the consultant wanted payment before submitting the report. And we said, no, here we are, we've said the contract is clear, we need the report, then we process payment. Oh, no, I have no time, I have other things I'm doing, etc. Wanted to leave the work. We said, fine. I engaged the operations officer. We had a discussion. We agreed we would not make payment before we received the report, because otherwise you run into a risk of audit queries if you pay and the report doesn't come, or you pay and the report is not, it requires some additional work, and that's what she was trying to avoid. We pushed on. She submitted the report. We reviewed, and whatever issues that needed to be addressed, we still pushed them to her. She addressed with a lot of grudge, and some did not, and said that was the end, you know. Once she's responded, we paid, it was all done. I leave Kenya, I leave Rwanda, I come to Kenya, and within about a week or so, somebody meets me in the region office. Paul, oh yeah, I was going to write to you about somebody we are trying to hire to do this. What do you say? I said, yeah, please do email, then I will respond on email formally. But I gave him some hints. I said, he mentioned the names. I said, okay, that person, professional, comes to interpersonal relations. It's something you have to guard against. They sent the email. I responded professionally, diplomatically, indicated what he did, the consultant had done, indicated the issues we faced, and said, over to you. After about 2 weeks, I met this person again. What happened? Did you said they received a second opinion from another person who had worked with this consultant. Similar comments. So the point is, what you do today, how you behave today, can easily impact you tomorrow. And it might look a small village, a big global space, but it is a small village. People out there will be asking, and the chances of meeting the person who has met you are very high. Yeah, what not to do? I've talked about this. One size does not fit all. You have to, be in the space that you are in and look at what the issues are, understand the issues of that place, and respond to the issues of that place. Of course, with the experience that you have, with all the learning that you have, but know that the recommendations, the policy options for an issue should fit the issue that you are trying to address. So the knowledge, the analysis are very, very important. Chasing title without adding value, I must have that, I must have, can actually come to haunt you, because the people you work with, the people who see you, the people who hear you speak will understand what is going on, will pick what might be missing. So create value, aim to create value at all times, even if it means missing the title, but keeping your head high is very, very important. Burning bridges is a challenge. As I said, it's a big global space, but at the same time, a small space. Let me tell you about the burning bridges. I worked with the African Development Bank 2008-9, but I had to leave because of family issues. When I applied in 2019, it became easier for me to join again because I had not burned any bridges. I had maintained relations. I left without causing any troubles, and it was possible to say, yeah. And actually, you get the same staff number as you had before. So the file is closed but still active when you try to join a second time. Should there be anything in red, it becomes the easier way to tell the hiring manager, you know what, madam or sir, this person was here, but they burnt the bridges. Standing still does not work. You have to keep learning. You have to keep adapting. You have to be inquisitive. You have to know what is going on. And this doesn't only work in the global space, but everywhere, even at family level, you have to continue learning, understanding your children, understanding your spouse. It doesn't stop because, we wedded 20 years ago and now I don't have to do anything. Oh, you are joking. Benefits, quite plenty. Global exposure and travel. You can visit the Cape of Good Hope at the southern South Africa, the pyramids. This is Yamoussoukro in Abidjan, in Ivory Coast, and yeah, you get all those experiences paid for, I would say, when you travel. It's uh, it's it's lively, it's enjoyable. You influence across systems, across borders, and it really feels good. I feel very good when I sit with uh, policymakers in South Africa, policymakers in Botswana, and we are talking about development issues, and I'm providing my expertise. And the next day you are called back, or it feels really good. That rich, diverse experience is enriching. Personal growth, professional mobility. You are able to be here, to be there. Deep sense of purpose and impact. Yes, I'm a person who truly believes in inclusive development, inclusive growth. Excuse me. And seeing my work contribute in these areas makes me feel happy. I don't know if I have more time. I think I should be concluding. Challenges. It's a global competition. Yeah, while you are in a national space, you are competing with people in the same, Here it's a global space. When we make applications, for example, in the African Development Bank, we are competing with people from Ivory Coast, people from the North, people from Europe, because non-African countries are also members of the African Development Bank. In the UN, you are competing with the whole world. You say, okay, I'm an economist, I'm macro. There are macroeconomists in the US, macroeconomists in China, etc. You are competing with all those. And then issues of French language come into play as well. You want to go work in DRC, question is, do you speak French? And therefore, somebody from that side will beat you. Sometimes it's a jungle where the competition can really be nasty, if I may use the word. Some players don't understand some of the diplomacy, and some are like, no, it's ours. It's regional now. It's, so all those come in. Navigating the complex cultures, politics, uncertainties. These are really real. Budget cuts, like what is going on now with the aid cuts. You see how the UN staff are going to be impacted, is something you have to keep abreast with. Frequent transitions and personal sacrifices. This is, big time. Whereas you want to go to Egypt and, travel for work, but then you are making a sacrifice. And in some cases, actually, it comes at the really a challenge to to families, especially people who work in non-family duty stations, the Somalias, the Jubas of this world. And yes, it can really be, it can cause trauma. And if somebody wants to go to these spaces as a starting point or somewhere change, you have to be mindful that it can cause real impact on the person. Then balancing global roles with the home, with family, spouse, career are very important. Discussing and knowing that when you go out for that 6 months, for that 1 year, there is a gap you create. So being able to think through about it and saying, what do I do with the children? How do I make sure there is connection is very important. And in closing, long-term global success is not about moving fast. It's about moving wisely with impact, with people, and with purpose. Keeping connected is very important. And I'll leave the group with this YouTube talk. It's the 6 Keys to Success by Rosabeth Moss Cantor. It's a TED talk, a very good one. I'll share the link for you. It's about 18 minutes. It's a good learning. Yeah. Thank you so very much, Canon.
Wow, Doctor, thank you so much for that insightful presentation. I was, much as we know it has been recorded and live streamed, but there are some takeaways for me when you talked about showing up. You are intentional about showing up the way you present yourself. Then the other thing, because these are not things like we said, it's not about what is happening on the global scene or in the global space, but this should be part of who we are. Because everywhere we go, it does not matter whether it's global or local, we still cut across cultures, we still need clarity. And I think this works for all of us. If these are the nuggets that we can walk away with for our personal growth in the professional world, it will be something that will sharpen us the more. But there is one thing that you said, and I think maybe those who had it like I did, it is your name goes before you. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you so much, Doctor. So I want to invite questions at this point in time. If Doctor is still on call, there are some questions I saw. Let me first read what is in the chat. One is from Mr. Geoffrey Kurubia, and he has said, Dr. Mpuga, I get a feeling it's difficult for you to balance work and family given the nature of your work. I think it makes you travel all the time. So that is one, but I think you've also said it, you've addressed it. That is one of the greatest challenges when you have to be intentional about keeping your presence in the family. Then the other question is, what will you be doing during retirement? I get a feeling you'll be a pastor or a journalist or an IT specialist consultant. What will you be doing during retirement? The others are very good remarks. One from Andrew Maweje, very insightful discussion and eye-opening. Thank you, Dr. Mpuga. But then he's asking, how does one start on such an international career? So how does one start? And then what are you planning to do for retirement? Over to you, Dr. Mpuga.
Thank you so much, Canon, and friends, thanks very much for these comments, suggestions. I think, how does one start? It's there's no clear indication how you start. It's about saying, I've worked in this space for 2-3 years, maybe 5 years. I'm thinking out, trying outside. Then begin looking. Now we have the space where you can check the internet, say, African Development Bank, what are the positions available? Starting local, the African Development Bank has an office in Uganda. The UN has offices in Uganda. Starting there and trying to penetrate is a possible way. Doing things with others. Somebody is doing this project and they are saying, I need somebody to help me. That could be the entry point. It could be a conference. You go for a conference, it's on this point and that point. You go there, you make an impressive presentation, an impressive discussion in the whatever is being discussed. And somebody looks at and says, this person made an interesting discussion. I made an interesting point. I want to speak to them. You hear them asking, we have this organized in this place, in that place. Are you willing? Are you available to come? That presence can make the difference. Retirement, this is something I'm still working on. I think I'll definitely continue being a consultant. And I get invitations from friends in Uganda. We want you to add value. We want you to do something. Definitely, I will want to continue to be impactful. I've written a poem, actually, which I can share. Paul Mpuga at 90 years, and where I'm looking at by then to have made a big impact, to be a person known for, this person touched my life. Paul touched my life. And somebody says, I feel they feel I'm a pastor. No, not at all. I'm not a pastor, but I believe in a positive impact. And indeed, that can come through Christianity, or it can come through faith, but it can also come from deep somebody's heart, feeling that I don't live my life alone. I live my life with my community, and I should be impactful. On the point of family, yes, as an international person, you have to realize that you'll be impacted. But then how intentionally you go about it is very, very important. I make sure every day I'm not at home, I'm in touch with my family. We have phone conversations. Every morning, every single morning, I will send greetings, love messages to my family, to my wife, to the children, to let them know I'm there, I care, and at any moment when there is a public holiday, etc., I make sure I'm with the family. When the children are on holiday, I make sure they come to where I am, if it is possible, and definitely it will always be possible. So the sacrifice will be in terms of the time. The sacrifice will be in terms of the money, being willing to pay those tickets to be home, or the family to come to where I am. Otherwise, you can run for so many years, for so long. At the end, you find yourself alone, and I don't want that to happen. No. Yeah. Thank you so very. And in fact, we've chatted with Canon that when I come in July, I should be able to speak to the candidate classes.
Yes, thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing that with us. I really, really enjoyed myself. For me, I've been having a recap for almost everything. And like I said, when you mentioned your name goes before you, that speaks volumes for any one of us who is on this platform this morning. But also the person who asked, my dear friend Andrew, about how you can have an entry point. You also mentioned a very, very fundamental point to us, that your next opportunity often comes through people, not platforms. So let's be mindful. How are you showing up today? You never know that person you will meet or that presentation you will make is going to open a particular door for you. Thank you so much. I know our time is fast spent now. We're coming to the top of the hour. I don't know.
Canon, I don't know if you are still there, but somebody has asked the question about mentorship. I think this is something to be part of the culture of the institution, making it clear to all that having a purpose as an institution is very important, and everybody in that institution working towards that purpose, changing lives, transforming lives, becomes very important. And therefore, at every step, everybody trying to mentor the other is very important. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doctor. There was another question about somebody talking about if the workspace is toxic, how do you avoid burning bridges?
Well, what you have to do is to be very calm about it, and don't quit before you find something else. And when you find something else, don't talk negative about the space you are living. No, talk more positively about where you are going to, and say, I've been here 5 years, and now I've got this opportunity. I want to try it out, and yeah, I'll keep my eyes open should something here again. I'll always be flexible. You can coach it in a way that you are not saying, oh no, I'm leaving because things here are terrible. If you say that, the bridge is burned. Think more, yeah, let me try this out. It's an opportunity that it might give me progress. It might give me, it is close to my home. And that helps. Always before leaving an organization, I do this, and it is very important. Speak to the leader of that organization and say, oh, yeah, you see, I've been thinking about this. I checked this out, and I think it fits with my with what I want to do, what I'm thinking about over the next 2-3 years. It creates the sense of, you are leaving, but you still care about us. And in fact, over my lifetime, I never want to say never, especially about things you've been engaging with or people you've been engaging with, because the world is round. You'll say never at this moment, but half the time away, you don't know how this person is going to be helpful to you, or to simply look away and say, this person left cursing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I will invite Mr. Damilia to speak to us.
Yeah, Dr. Mpuga, it's always great to hear from you, and I'm excited to see you living a life we used to see when we worked together at Bank of United. Those guys from the IMF and the World Bank, the way they used to come, and would admire them. Now I know a colleague who does exactly that. But I want to thank you for inspiring the young ones, our alumni, and always being available to come. I look forward to seeing you in July when you next come. We'll be happy to join again and remember some of those past days. But thank you so much. And those of you who have heard, you know what to do. First of all, you must really be ready. Decide in your mind that I'm going to be global. It doesn't simply come. You have to prepare yourself. I remember at one time a student was asking me, Mr. Director, how can I work for the UN? I said, you first have to prepare and get a master's degree. That's the first thing. You have to prepare yourself, and then the rest comes. You have to first be ready, get a solid grounding for you. Other than that, they will not see you. Nobody will know about you, like they say. Your name goes before you. So prepare first and be ready for the great journey. Thank you, Dr. Mpuga, and looking forward to next engagement sometime. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to take the opportunity to today technology has been not very friendly to me. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Mpuga, once again for being able to come to speak with us. I want to really appreciate the moment when our paths crossed virtually through Rosette. And I think there's been no turning back. We also want to appreciate you immensely, because despite at the status where you are, you always join us every last Thursday. And that is quite humbling for me as somebody who is very interested in empowering the young people. Thank you so much for being a key partner with us. Thank you so much for participating and running this race with us. We are looking forward to seeing you in July to speak to our candidates. I know there have been so many other people on this call who are not alumni, but who love learning, who have a learning curve, and want to thank you so much for being a part of us. We always have the Alumni Empowerment Forum every last Thursday of the month, and everybody is welcome. Invite a friend, invite a colleague, be a part of it. Let's grow together and impact the world together. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you so much for this day. I want to thank you so much for empowering us this morning and speaking to us in a very, very special way. Each one of us has picked a nugget. We have had a great understanding, whether it is local or globally. There are things that cannot be negotiated. Our integrity is non-negotiable. Our names and what our names carry is very fundamental to our professional growth, our spiritual, and also our family areas. So in whatever we do, let's think hard of who we are or who we choose to become, and be always present when we show up to give the very best, and also have an understanding that we are here to impact the world and to live purposeful lives. I want to thank you as we go out into the day today, and until we meet the last Thursday for next month. Be with us, lead us, guide us from all the wiles of the enemy. We want to praise you, want to give you glory and honor. In Jesus' name we pray and trust. Amen. For each nugget that you have picked, run with it, share it with a friend. We wish you the very best, and may God bless you.